Here we go, guys. Our first ever proper packing video. I've got 10 items I'm going to be doing in today's video. I've got my tape, I've got my scissors, I got some wipes just in case anything needs a little bit of a scrub. Once they're packed, they go into the trolley. Got boxes raring to go on the floor, which need to be put away really, but I haven't got space at the moment. More boxes under there. Got some wrap here which we're going to be utilizing, and the last bit of our bubble wrap. I have 2 more big rolls coming today between 3 and 4, which is good because it's 1 o'clock. So once I've done this, I'll move on to another 10, which will be another video, because I think this will probably take me about 20 minutes, half an hour, something like that, which is a good length for a video. So that is good. We've got a Switch in here we're going to be doing. We've got a Nintendo Switch game as well, that's separate. Some Warhammer, got some exercise equipment, some skates, some shirts, some odds and some sods. And yeah, so we're going to get straight into this. Going to mute my phone. There we go. So it doesn't bleep or anything. Yeah. Hopefully this is a good view. If this doesn't work out, I'll have to do the unthinkable and buy a head mount, which I don't want to do. It's 21 degrees in here. It's quite hot. The aircon is on, but I think I have it set to 21. So I might want to go down actually just before we start, turn it down to 19 or 18 and see if we can drop the temperature a little bit. Bear with me. It is actually on 19.5. Let me just drop it down to 18. There we go. That should be good. Right, let's get straight into this, shall we? Let's do the nice and easy ones first. Get them out of the way. Little Nintendo Switch. I actually picked this up from B&M the other day for £1. They had a load on clearance, so there's actually not a game in here, it's just a case with a digital download code, so that will just go straight into a mailer there. That's not going to get damaged or anything. I do need my pen to write on, because obviously I don't want to show you the labels, the addresses and names and stuff, so this is what I'm going to be doing, and then I can just whack the labels on once I'm finished. Switch game. Let's just put that over there for the time being. Another nice easy one here. We've got this Warhammer here. It is already in a poly mailer, but that will get damaged. So I just need a little bit of cardboard or a little small box, something like this, just to wrap around it. I would put it in there, but it's a waste of space. Just needs a little bit of card. So hopefully you guys enjoy these videos, because it's another video I can just produce, well, quite easily, because I do it anyway, right? So do let me know in the comments if you enjoy this type of video or not. There we go. And now I would put that in a poly mailer, but I don't really see the point. It's already wrapped, it's already waterproof, but it's in a mailer bag inside, so. Warhammer, and then I know what that is. That can go over there nice and easily. Right. Another couple easy ones here. We're cracking through these. Right, this is a Adidas t-shirt. Had this for absolutely ages. It's finally sold. And that will just go straight into a bag like so. Nothing special with that. Hopefully you can actually see what I'm doing. I have kind of tilted the camera forward a little bit, but that might not be enough, so I'm just paying attention to the camera. Adidas shirt, there we go. Have to give that a few seconds to air dry, because that'll rub off otherwise and I won't know what's in there. Right, this Shark Motorhead, gonna need a box for this because I don't want this to get damaged. So we do have some little ones over here. Maybe this one. Ah, look at that. Perfect. So I'm thinking about doing a little dumpster diving video, not to like get anything crazy, but just show you how I get my boxes, because in town here we have a basically a square where all of the deliveries come into, and obviously they have all of their bins and stuff out there where they put boxes, and yeah, there's always good boxes in there. Go pick them up. If the bin is not locked, then 9 times out of 10 they don't care if you take their boxes, because they pay to get them taken away anyway. So if you empty their bin of boxes, you're saving them space. So and sometimes the shop people come out and they ask what I'm doing. I say, I'm just taking some boxes, and they're like, oh cool, thanks. So yeah, I might do a video like that, just showing you how I get a lot of my boxes. Now I do get a lot of boxes from Primark as well, which is nice, because they're very accommodating to me with their boxes whenever I need them. So that is nice. Right, that was nice and easy. Did a little shake test, make sure nothing's rattling around in there, because if it is, you just want to open it up. Put a little more padding in there, you know. Right, shark motor head. There we go. That was another easy one. Right, let's do the fish, and then that leaves us with the bigger stuff. Right, so these are obviously not breakable, so I could put these in like a bag, like so, but I think I'm going to box them. It's going to be bent anyway in the box, but it's going to present better when they open it. So let's go with, doesn't need to be anything massive, because it's going to all fold down anyway. Something like that. Oh, by the way, I'll put the link to this tape gun in the description, because people have asked me about it before, and I have mentioned it before. This is like the best tape gun. You can get the 2-inch tape one or the 3-inch one, but yeah, it's so good. In case anyone needs a new tape gun. Right, let's get that fish in there like that, and that little one can go in like that. We'll put a little bit of paper on top here. To be honest, I could probably shrink this box down a little bit. Make sure I don't cut into the fish. Oh, I'm going to bend quite that much. There we go. It's about time I got a box resizer, to be honest, but I get away with doing it like this most of the time. There we go. Cool. Those fish are now well and truly in that box. They ain't going anywhere. Fish. Right, so we're halfway through already. How long have we been filming for? 10 minutes. Perfect. So there's probably going to be about half an hour video, which is nice, because these ones are a little bit harder to pack. Nothing too incredibly difficult. In fact, actually, they're pretty easy other than the guitar. Right, we need a box for the skates. Let's have a look. I think this one may be a little bit too big, but that's okay, because we got plenty of options here. That's a bit small. There we go. Should fit in there. Oh, it's a square. Might keep this one actually for the switch. Put that one over there and use that for the switch. Right, need one a little bit bigger than that. I need a rectangle. Okay, let's come back over to here. I think that's actually even bigger. Okay, we'll just go with this one. Not a problem. We can always resize if we need to. So, if you're new to doing parcels, you'll know sometimes how some boxes feel a little bit weaker when you tape them. There you go. And we run out of tape. Yeah, some boxes will feel weaker and need more tape. But you'll just get the hang of that with time. Like, this box feels incredibly weak, but once you get some paper in there with the item, it will sturdy up. Right, let's get another roll of tape and I'll demonstrate how easy it is to set up this tape gun. So I just take the end off a little bit like this, just so I've got the end. I don't have to faff around with it once it's in the gun. Like that. That goes through there, like that. And I've lost the end, typical. And then that just closes. And you're ready to go. Just like that. Right, can you see what I'm doing? Can you see in the box? Right, so these are just going to go straight in the box. They don't need wrapping or anything. That will just go like that. That'll go that side like that. So they're in, and then I'll just put some paper. I'm actually just going to separate them a little bit there. Just because they are bladed objects, they will scuff each other up if you're not careful. So what I will say is paper is your friend. Bubble wrap, you want to use much more sparingly because it is way more expensive and it offers less protection in a lot of cases. So I could have bubble wrapped those shoes, those boots in there, and then used paper. It would have made zero difference, but it would have cost me probably an extra £1 in supplies, an extra quid's worth of supplies to bubble wrap those. This box does not like this tape. Yeah, so there was no point me using bubble wrap on those boots. It would have made zero difference. They're not moving in there. They're not going to get whacked. Bubble wrap would have done nothing in this situation. So yeah, just if you're using too much bubble wrap, just you got to remember what bubble wrap's for at the end of the day. It's to stop shocks going into stuff. So if you've got something breakable, for example, like a glass, yeah, you're going to want to use bubble wrap because it's going to have more shock protection. Because at the end of the day, it's the bumps and the shocks that damage the items, not so much, you know, anything else. So yeah, that ain't moving in there. Right, skates on the box. Okay. Right, I could have used that box actually for the soup machine, but oh well. Right, let's do the steel bow. So this is a ball worker. This is a gym equipment item. I'll show you actually because I didn't show you in the last video. So yeah, it's basically a strength. You push it, Oh, Jesus. There's actually a spring inside here. I did explain in my video that came out before. I think this one came with 5 different strength springs. Unfortunately, I only have one. There's no spare strings in here. So if I'd had the springs, this would have gone for about 100 to 120. But it sold for 55 because it was on sale, down from 75. So I would have got 75, but I put my whole store on sale. So there we go. Right, so I am going to bubble wrap this because, oh sorry, scratchy back. This is just going to go straight into a card wrap. So just going to put a little bit of bubbles on. Not because I think it needs it, but it's going to look better to the customer because it's literally just going to be wrapped in cardboard after, rather than going in a proper box. Because I don't think I have any rectangular tubed boxes that'll fit in. I have this, but it won't fit in there. Right, so now I just need to find a box that's suitable. Let's use this one. That'll do. So let's split that box. How am I going to do it? Lengthways or... Let's do it this way. Nope, that's not going to work. Let's bend with the grain instead. I wish I had a little bit of a longer box. Would have made my life easier. There we go. Tape that up. Cool. And then let's get this bit. Now obviously I am aware that everyone packs stuff differently, so in the comment section down below let me know how you would have packed some of this stuff. It's always interesting to see. Obviously I'm not claiming to be the best at packing or have all the answers that everyone's packing needs, but this is just how I would do it, and I don't really ever have a problem with stuff arriving damaged, so it obviously works. I can hear some of the tape coming off. There we go. That's alright, because this is going to go in a bag now. Right, let's have a look. What do we have? 1, 2. I actually need to order some more bags. So whenever I do like a wrap like this, I always put it in a bag after, just because some of this cardboard can pop off, and That's not good. So I like to just basically secure the package then in a bag. Also, I would advise you putting stuff, even if it's boxed, then into a bag if it's gonna get wet on someone's doorstep. If something's gonna get wet, like the Nintendo Switch, if that's sat on someone's doorstep just in a box and it rained, for example, it's gonna get damaged. So in the case of the Switch, I will box that, and then obviously I'll put a bag around it, because if it does sit on someone's doorstep and it rains, at least it won't get waterlogged, hopefully. There we go. Nice parcel right there. Right, so that is the bull worker. Right, we're gonna do the soup maker next. So I'm gonna actually put a bit of paper on the inside. Let's get this cable off. Not forgetting to pack that cable. I've done that many a times. There is a blade in there, as you can see. So I want to just bit of paper. There we go. Just like that. That hopefully will stop that blade from rocking around and scratching the inside. Because that does happen sometimes. If this like came off a little bit in transit, it can scratch all the inside up, and then people will send them back, especially if you sold them new. So you want to avoid that. Let's have a look. What have we got? That one looks like a good size. Yep, that will work. Right, we're 22 minutes in. See, this box feels a lot stronger with just one piece of tape. I will, however, double that up. And then, again, I'm not going to use any bubble wrap on this. Doesn't need it. Bubble wrap is not going to save this item in the mail. So look, I've made a little bed there, and then that can go in like that. Making sure that I'm going to put the cable back in. Let's put a little bit of paper there. You want to make sure you point the prong end of the cable away from the item, because otherwise it will scratch it up. And you want to just go in and around the edges. Basically what you want to do is float the item inside the box. That's the idea. Because then any like knock or bang or kick or whatever the box receives, all that energy gets dispersed through all of the paper before it even gets to the item. Which is why if you had a breakable in the middle, like a glass or a vase, you would then use bubble wrap, because that then gives even more shock absorbency, I suppose, to the item. So you don't want the item to be in there so solid, because then the vibrations just go straight through into your item. You want it to be a little bit spongy, but not rock around, which is exactly what that is, so that's perfect. Right, so that was the soup maker. Right, I'm gonna have to put that box straight in the trolley because running out of room. Right, we've got 2 left to go. Let's do the switch first. So we've got the switch itself, the dock, and that. I am going to bubble wrap the switch, of course, because you don't want vibrations cracking the screen. And I am actually going to undock the handles because they are prone to snapping and stuff like that, so I obviously don't want to ship it with them on the side. Let me see if I have, here we go, let's put these in here. Right, now we need a box. I said I had a box, didn't I? I think that box is a little too big, actually. I think this is better. That'll fit everything in nice and snug and secure. Gonna triple tape that box just so nothing can come through the bottom. Right, bubble wrap. Right, just going to wipe this screen, it's got a little bit of dust on it. Right, let's see, do we have any card hanging around anywhere? I think I just used that bit. Let's have a look. So the seat. Oh, look at that. Perfect. You would think I planned that. I can assure you I did not. Let's put that like that. Right. Perfect. Now let's get some paper. Let's get those in there. That's perfect. Right, I want this to be screen up. We've got a little bit of padding underneath. I'm going to get a lot more padding around there. The controller bit can go there. That's perfect. And then Perfect. Bada bing. Right, now we got this monstrosity. Let's wrap the cable first, shall we? I think I've got some elastic bands behind me. So let's just make sure that we wrap that a little bit so it doesn't flap around. What have we got? We got a little elastic band. That's not going to help much, I don't think. Probably snap. Come on. And we got a bit of a bigger one here. Hopefully this works. There we go. Right, so I don't think I have a box this shape, and I don't think I can actually take this apart. It does have screws, but I don't know whether that actually comes off. Because this is getting a card wrap, I am going to give it a bit of a bubble wrap, just because it does look better to the customer when they open a card wrap and it is bubble wrapped in there rather than just being straight onto the card. It also obviously doesn't have any paper in there to look after it, so it just makes sense. Right, let's use this for the main body. Lay it down. And I'm going to see if I've got a tube that will go over the neck of the guitar. I don't think I do have one, but might have a bubble wrap tube. They're a little bit thicker. Actually, that box will probably work for the neck. Let's have a look. Let's see if this goes over the neck of the guitar. That would be perfect. There we go. All the way down. Let's actually go this way. If I go that way, what I can do is I can cut this bit out. Like that. Make a little flats like that, and then that will go further in like that. That can then tape onto there. Cool. Then we're right on the edge of the box. That is perfect. Couldn't have actually asked for a better box. Right there. So that neck is now safe in there, that ain't going anywhere. Secured to the bottom as well. Just put this last bit of bubble wrap around the bottom, and then we shall give that a wrap as well. Now, I'd like to know in the comments, if you got this far, would you have just put this in a really long box? Or how would you have wrapped? If this was a real guitar, I obviously would not have wrapped it like this. This is an Xbox 360 guitar, sold for £30. And this will protect it in the mail. So this will do the job. Now obviously the way I wrap stuff does change depending on the price of the item. Now you might think, oh, that's a bit unfair. You should pack everything to the same quality. Well, not really, because if the item's 30 quid and they've paid £4 postage, you know what I mean? If the item's 300 quid and they paid 10, 15, 20 pound, you're going to use more supplies, you're going to pay for insurance, you know. Unfortunately, cheaper items don't in general get as good packing, just the way it works. If you bought a computer that cost £3,000, it's probably going to be packed a little bit more than if you bought a computer for £300. Now the same packing, you know, methods probably apply, but the amount of packaging they use and anyway, you get what I'm saying. Right, I need to close the end because we're overhanging slightly. Well, by about 5 inches we're overhanging here. Right, now do I want to bring this back? Yeah, let's do it that way. Let's just tape that up like that. Cool. Now, there is a little bit here that is not sufficiently covered with box. So let's grab a box and make a little bit of a shoulder pad. Now don't get me wrong, if I had a box that I could just lay this in and it was a skinny box, I would have done it. But unfortunately I did not have one. This is the next best thing. Boom. And then let's see, will this go over the end? No, that is way too skinny. Will this fit over the end? Probably not. I might have to cut some bags. I need to order some more bags. All my bags are too small. Okay. It's alright. I can show you how to do this bit now. So we're going to use 2 of these for the base. Yeah, 2. Now, I could go lengthways. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's going to be easier. We'll go that way. Just tack that on there for now. Cool. One more. If I have one more. Can feel that aircon kicking in now. Hell yeah. Come down a degree in here, which is great because it was getting quite sweaty. There we go. I wish I had a bag that fit. I wouldn't have needed to waste 2 of them. But there we go. Cool. And that neck does not need a box. Does not need a bag, sorry. Guitar. Right, there we go. So that was 10 items. How long did that take us? Let's have a look. 46 minutes. Wow, that took a while. Yeah, those last few took a lot longer, especially this one. I think this one probably took 15 minutes on its own. I did spend 5 minutes unscrewing it, so to be fair, I'm probably gonna like edit out 10 minutes of this. So in reality, it probably only took 30. But there we go, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the packing, the first ever fully exclusive packing video in the office. Let me know in the comments down below. Drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know how you would have parceled up some of these items. Let me know where you get your boxes from as well. Do you pay for boxes? Do you get them all for free? Do you want me to show you me getting boxes out of bins? Is that something you guys want to see? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Boom.